Hi guys and welcome back. So in today's video we're going to be going over how I cured my food intolerances. But just to start off, I just want to put it out there that this is purely based on my own experience. Every single person's different, and if you think you're experiencing anything like I did, the best thing to do is go and see a healthcare professional, a naturopath and that sort of thing. Now I just thought I'd start with a little bit of a backstory and explain where I'm coming from with this video. So 2 years ago when I was in year 12, I was suffering from some gut issues. I was always bloated, always gassy, diarrhea all the time, just super uncomfortable. Now I thought that was to do with having too much fruit. Mum was like, hey, maybe you're having too much fruit, cut that out and see how you go. So I cut it out, didn't really make a difference. Long story short, I found out that I was intolerant to gluten, dairy, onion, garlic and buckwheat. So basically what happened whenever I would cut those 5 food groups out is that I would feel way better than what I was. I wouldn't be having as much bloating, as much diarrhea, as much gas and just pain in my gut area. So I thought, cool, you know what, I think I've knuckled it down. Another long story short, I was having back pain, and the person I was seeing at the time was an osteopath, and he thought it was linked to my gut, so he suggested that I go and see someone for my gut. So I went and saw a lady called Dr. Sally Chapman. So if you guys are in Hobart and you're having any gut issues or anything whatsoever, 10 out of 10 would recommend her. She's absolutely amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I went and saw Sally and did all this testing and that sort of thing, which I have covered in another video, and I'll link that below if you're interested in hearing the whole story on my IBS and everything. But long story short, bad imbalance of gut bacteria. Now this caused my body to be super acidic, which means that I wasn't clearing any lactic acid or anything out of my body. So basically it just wasn't functioning properly. So I had to heal that through food and a few supplements, which is also in another video which I'll link below. But the reason that I was reacting to these 5 food groups was actually because whenever I'd put them into my body, because it was so acidic, they were not agreeing with that acidity and reacting, because in some cases they were a little bit acidic themselves. So for example, onion and garlic have the tendency to be a little bit acidic, so putting that on top of the other acidity was not good. Buckwheat was similar. Gluten, also gluten containing food, you know, like bread, pasta, all that sort of thing, they're also acidic in nature, so they weren't agreeing. Dairy I wasn't really having anyway, because I am eating and was eating a vegan or plant-based diet back then. So basically I wasn't actually intolerant to those foods, it was just the fact that they weren't agreeing with my body at that point. And the thing was, what didn't make sense to me that whole time is I hadn't been intolerant to them since I was younger. It sort of just appeared, or my gut issues or the intolerance sort of appeared within 2 to 3 years, and it just, you know, that didn't really make sense to me. But you know, there's only so much information out there, and so I thought it was intolerances. So basically how I cured my intolerances was through healing my gut and balancing out the bacteria. So technically they weren't actually intolerances, but that's how I did it. Now if you are having similar gut issues, just discomfort, that sort of thing, maybe you haven't had the intolerances your whole life, definitely go and see someone who specialises in gut health. So the lady I saw is, she studied medicine but then specialised in gut health, and it's definitely worth it, because you know, eating out with onion, garlic, dairy, buckwheat and gluten, like trying not to eat all those things is extremely difficult. So if you guys are lucky enough to not be intolerant to those foods and it's just something to do with your gut, definitely get it fixed, because it makes life so much easier, trust me. So after I got my gut health figured out with my doctor, which was a bit of a process, now all I've just got to focus on is keeping my gut healthy. So to do that, I'll just go over a few things that I try to incorporate into my weekly, daily sort of routine, just to keep everything balanced out. So the first thing I do is I consume minimal amounts of processed foods. So whether that's like biscuits, chips, anything packaged, really I try to eat lots of whole foods, foods that don't come in packaging, minimal deep fried, takeaway foods and that sort of thing, and if they are takeaway, I'll try and find a healthier option. But of course, you're going to treat yourself every now and then, that's totally fine. So basically I just try and minimise the amount of processed, packaged or refined foods that I'm having. A second thing that I do is I take a good probiotic daily. So I actually use a brand called Metagenics, but to have... Sorry about that guys, I didn't realise that my camera was falling, I was getting too into the conversation. So yeah, as I was saying, I have a probiotic daily, so I use a brand called Metagenics. Now you do need a referral or like a script to get that brand, but there are plenty of other good probiotics out there. Just do your own research, Google it, or go and see someone and get a prescription for a really good one. I also try and incorporate fermented foods, which you've probably heard a million times, so like your kombucha, your sauerkraut, coconut yogurt, that sort of thing. So basically anything that has live bacteria in there, as that's really good at maintaining the good levels of bacteria. Now I wouldn't say I have one of these things daily because I don't, but I'll at least try and have them a few times a week. So another thing that I do if I'm feeling like my gut really needs to reboot, balance everything back out, is I'll do an alkaline cleanse. So I've done a full video on that and I'll pop it down in the box below with a link to that one if you're interested. What else I've been trying to do is I've been trying to incorporate gelatin. Now I know this isn't vegan, but I had it when I was healing my gut and it really, really helped. So I'll put that in like a smoothie or a soup or anything that I'm having, because that's really super good at just healing the gut. And lastly, I just try and have a wide range of colourful fruit and veg. So I have my basics, like my staples, so I have sweet potato, pumpkin, broccoli. So I probably have those 4 different vegetables weekly. It's just foods that I use a lot, but apart from that, every week I'll try and mix it up and keep everything colourful, because the more colours that you have on your plate and the more colourful the vegetables and fruits, you're getting a range of different micronutrients and vitamins and minerals and that sort of thing. So every week I'll try and get something different. So this week I got eggplant, which I wouldn't normally have, and just things like that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below, or jump onto my Instagram, Nourishing Tay, and give me a follow and send me a direct message, because I'd love to help you out. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!